In this video, you'll learn turkey work. Turkey work is also known as Ghiordes Knot. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. And some people call it the turkey stitch. I'm Sarah with the Notorious Needle, and I want to empower you to stitch whatever you want. Let me show you turkey work. I am stitching on 14 count white Aida cloth with 4 strands of DMC number 820. I've threaded my needle. You do not want to tie a knot at the end. You want it to be loose. That's going to be the first piece of fringe. So I'll start over here. You go down, you pull the thread down to about where you want it. Go back 1. You skip over where you started and you go down into the next hole. This straight stitch right here secures your thread. Get your fringe to about where you want it. You can always cut it shorter when you're done. However, you cannot make it longer. I'm gonna go about that length. Next, I'm going to come up where I started. I'm gonna go over 2 and go back down. And I'm gonna leave a loop about the same height as the fringe. Looks like I got the fringe caught. There we go. Then I'm going to come to the left 1. And I'm holding this in place so that as I tug, the loop doesn't get shorter. And then I'm gonna go over 2, right over the other end of the loop. That's my first loop. So that is the first row. When you do your next row, you'll want to stagger the loops for a more full look. The second row, I'm going to start with the straight stitch. I don't know if that's what it's called, that's just what I'm calling it. To secure the first leg of the next loop. And then I will do a loop. And then I will secure the second part of the loop. And notice that the 2 legs of the loop in the second row do not line up with the legs in the loop in the first row. Turkey work uses a lot more thread than other forms of embroidery. You will probably want to start with a longer piece of floss than usual. If it starts to get tangled, just let go and let it dangle from your project and it'll automatically untwist. Okay, that's 2 rows of loops. Take your scissors, snip through the loops, And you have this grass-like fringe happening here. And you can trim it as short as you want. Give it a little haircut. Okay, so that's standard turkey work. And to me, that looks just a little bit sparse. So I'm gonna show you another way to do this, adding more loops to each row so you get a more full look. That's still pretty cute though. For this part, I'm using DMC number 3705. And I've added some pins to my frame just to make the fabric more secure. It was a little floppy before. You start this type of turkey work the same way, only this time I like to work it as a sort of back stitch. So I'll go ahead one and then back two. And then I'll form the next loop. So it starts very similar. I'll skip ahead two. Form the loop. The loop should be about the same size as the first piece of fringe. I'll go up the middle of the loop. So I'm going up the middle of that first loop and just going ahead two to secure the second leg of the first loop. Now, instead of coming back up in the same place as the second leg of the first loop, I'm going to come up in between the two legs of the loop to make my next loop. And then again, I will skip ahead two. And then to secure the second leg of this staggered loop, I go back one from the leg of the second leg of the staggered loop and then ahead two to secure it. So now I have two loops. I don't know if you can see. I have a leg here, a leg here, a leg here, and a leg here. And again, I will come up through the middle of the last loop I just made and then skip ahead two and go down. So this is where I came up. I'm going one, two, and I'm going down here. And then I'm going to go back one. And then one, two, I'm going down here to secure that leg. And then I'm going to go back two. And I came up here, so I'm going to go one, two, I'm going to go down here. And then back one, up one, and down two. So that's, you could basically sum it up as go back one for up and go forward two for down, alternating between a loop and a straight stitch to anchor the loop. So that's one row of the staggered loop, and I've got as much coverage as two rows of the standard loop. So depending on how much coverage you want, how much, if you want it to look like a thin type grass, or if you want it to really be super fluffy and full of thread, you can stagger the loops like I did over here. I'm gonna go ahead and do a second row with color 3705 so that you can see two rows compared to two rows. If you like this video and found it helpful, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend so they can get in on the stitchy goodness. So I ran out of floss. The staggered loops, you're basically doing double the number of loops, and so you are going to use more floss, so take that into account when you cut your floss. I'm gonna go ahead and trim these loops, and then I'm gonna cut them down so they're all kind of funky, messy, different sizes. I'm gonna go ahead and cut them down. So there you've got the double the floss staggered loop method here, and then the standard method here. Let's see if I do it like that. Maybe you can see it better. To secure this thread, you can bury under previous stitches on the back. There you go. Thanks for spending your time with me, and I'll see you next time. Stitch on!